Justin Fields has fell down a lot of draft charts. He's fell down as from the number 2 prospect in many people to the 3rd or 4th best quarterback prospect in this draft, which a lot of people are saying is ludicrous. So, Andrew, we understand, that this phenomenon has happened, but why? Why is Justin Fields suddenly, falling down these draft boards? Is he being overlooked? What's going on?
I think he's being overlooked. I think part of the issue was this never made any sense to me, first off. The fact that when they were playing football, the games were going on. They were playing every week, national primetime games. Everyone was so high on him. He was so great and everything like that. Then they stopped playing football for 3 months, and he just starts dropping and dropping and dropping. And the dudes that are jumping him, I mean, outside of Mac Jones, who beat him head to head in the national championship, but we just talked about him. The dudes that are jumping him, like Zach Wilson didn't play nearly the caliber of competition, nor in, the kind of bowl that he played against. Like Zach Wilson didn't play against Alabama's defense. Zach Wilson didn't play against Clemson's defense. He didn't play against the Northwestern defense in the big, like Zach Wilson didn't play against that caliber of competition. So why was Zach Wilson jumping him? I think as people go back and they look at the film, maybe there were just certain things they didn't like when they start nitpicking at a player. Maybe they didn't like something where they don't like his arm action. Maybe they don't like, when he drops back and throws, they don't like how, he might like, I don't know if you saw, I used to see this a lot with Mariota in Tennessee. This could have just been a scheme thing, but he would almost like, go through his read too slow and then end up either missing a receiver or be forced to run. So, I mean, there just could be things on film they don't like about Justin Fields. I don't think he should have dropped, though. I think if he, it just seems like the Jets are so dead set on Zach Wilson, which, by the way, just for you Jets fans, I know they're like in love with Zach Wilson, and they saw his pro day and they saw he was making these throws on the run and everything like that. He was making, the throws and everything like that. I'm just going to let you know right now. Okay. Sam Darnold made those throws in the game. He made those exact same throws in the game against actual defenses. Zach Wilson was making those throws against air. He didn't have a defensive end running him down. His guy was not being trailed by a corner. Like Sam Darnold made those throws in NFL games. So just anyone who's
Right,
thinking that,
but with Zach Wilson, I think for the Jets, it kind of comes down to he's a very similar prospect to Darnold, but he's cheaper. And
maybe
is
they'll get it
Darnold the
right
guy?
too.
And is Darnold the guy you want to pay $25-30 million a year to?
That I
Probably
think is
not.
the problem with the Jets.
Yeah.
Trust me, you're not going to see much of a difference. I mean, honestly, I think Sam Darnold might be more of a talent than Zach Wilson, but we will see.
Yeah.
But with the Justin Fields thing, dude, I just think, there's some things going in. Like, Ohio State hasn't had the best track record as a quarterback. That's number one. On top of that, when you go back and you watch his film, maybe there were some things people didn't like about his film and everything like that. But, and maybe at his pro day, people saw his pro day and maybe his pro day didn't impress anything like that, which the pro day I think is the dumbest thing ever. If you go back and you watch the game film and you see how the guy did on the field against actual competition, that gives you an indication, and mind you, he was not playing with world beaters out there either. Like we mentioned, he didn't have, world beater outside of Chris Olave, who was his like wide receiver one. He wasn't throwing to Devontae Smith. He wasn't throwing to Jamar Chase. He wasn't throwing to guys like that. So,
Yeah, I mean, look, with Justin Fields, it comes down to two things, I think. One, I think it's people have kind of fallen in love with these other quarterbacks that you haven't heard so much about. And I think they're probably overthinking it. They're like, oh man, like they're trying to make the smart move, like people moving up to get Matt Jones or to get Pat Mahomes a few years ago, like the Chiefs did, or Deshaun Watson or someone like that, right? They're trying to be like that team, or the Ravens when they trade up to get Lamar Jackson. They're trying to, I think, be a little too smart about it. It's very easy. It's about fundamentals. Justin Fields has solid fundamentals, quick release. He's got the arm. He's got the ability to elude the rush. Got the ability to extend plays. Got the ability to go through his progressions. We've seen that at Ohio State. What's there not to like? The truth is, there's not much that he does bad. Does he throw some? Errant passes? Yeah, he has a tendency to do that sometimes, but that's something you can work on. I think part of it is them overthinking it,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
the,
the
it was the
sorry,
same thing with. I just let me chime in for a second.
go ahead.
This is why Chicago failed with Mitch Trubisky. By the way, they failed with Mitch Trubisky because when they passed on guys like Mahomes, when they passed, I don't know. Wait, was Trubisky? He wasn't in the same draft as Mahomes. Was which draft was or was he? Wait, I forgot which was that the 2017 draft. Just the thing with
Who?
Trubisky, and this is
Oh
why
yeah,
they
they were the same draft. They were the same draft.
the reason why that situation failed was because you saw Mahomes had the intangibles. You saw Mahomes had, he was a physical specimen. He had the arm, and same with Josh Allen, physical specimen, had the arm and everything like that. The problem that a lot of these people go like that they fall in love with was when they look at a player and they look at there's not that many negatives, and maybe there aren't that many negatives with a guy like Zach Wilson. They kind of overtake the things that Justin Fields, a guy like Justin, or like, for example, like we were just debating with the whole Mac Jones, maybe he doesn't have that many negatives or something like
Right.
that, but his positives are not Justin Fields positives, which is the arm strength, the speed, just the he's a physical specimen, the 6'4", his ability to take a big hit and still keep moving or something like that. So
The other thing though that I think plays into this, and I'm not saying it's willful ignorance, but I do think it's something we should talk about, and that's the fact that Justin Fields is a black quarterback, and the NFL historically, GMs, they historically, a lot of times they don't see black quarterbacks as being, as smart, even though Justin Fields, he's arguably the smartest quarterback. The dude basically has a photogenic memory. He does well in his classes. I think, I don't know what his Wonderlics are going to be. I don't even know if they do that, but he's probably going to be towards the top. And and the reason I bring that up is because there was this bullshit report that came out, a few weeks ago. And I'm not blaming Dan Orlovsky because he heard it from somebody, but Orlovsky went on the Pat McAfee show and he said that there were people in the NFL who said that Justin Fields, he's got a bad work ethic, that he's lazy. He's not a he's kind of like a last guy in, first guy out kind of guy, and that he's not a leader. He wasn't with the team, and basically everyone from Ohio State's come out and said that is a total lie. That's not true. Justin Fields has a great work ethic. Justin Fields is actually the reason that Ohio State team was in the national championship picture. He actually led that team. So we know that's BS. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.